Under any circumstance, in any country or city, you'll need a roof over your head. However, different cultures mean different rules, and renting a house is no exception. Depending on which country you're from, the renting process could either be a dreadful task, or it may be as easy as walking in and deciding on a house immediately. Let's set it straight. Renting a house in Japan can be expensive, and the process can take up to a month. In some cases, if you're a pet owner or would like to share a house with mates or aren't a Japanese resident, your application has the possibility of being rejected. However, once accepted, you can say that you are safe where you are. Landlords will not be checking in on the property at all, and you will not get evicted without a specific reason. House ownership in Japan can also help you gain trust from other corporations when signing contracts. In this video, we will walk you through the steps necessary for renting a house, and a few things you should keep in mind to give you that comfort you need, because no one enjoys stress in their kingdom. So, without further ado, let's get started. Renting a house in Japan can be broken down into 7 simple steps. 1. Searching for your ideal house. 2. Inspecting the property. 3. Sealing the deal. 4. Signing your contract. 5. Getting your keys. 6. Sorting out all of your bills. And finally 7. Entering your new home. Now there are some words you will have to pick up on, as with any other task you'll face in Japan. When looking for a property to rent in Japan, you will be required to know these words at the bare minimum. Shikikin, meaning bond. Reikin, meaning gratuity fee. Shikibiki. This is also another form of bond, but you will only have to pay it if you're in the Kansai region. Yachin, meaning rent. Kanrihi, which is management fee. Hoken, meaning insurance. Chukai tesuryo, meaning brokerage fee. Chushajo, meaning parking. And finally, shuzenhi, meaning repair fee. Step 1. Looking for your ideal house. When looking for a property in Japan, you may first want to list up your priorities. Some of these things to consider may be new to you. Since you go everywhere on the train, would you like to live closer to the station? If so, which station? Maybe on a train line with cheaper fares? Would you like a convenience store to be nearby? Maybe you'd like to be a little further away from the city and appreciate the nature? We have listed a few things you might want to consider. There are certain unsafe areas in Japan that citizens avoid, and this should be a topic of conversation when meeting up with your estate agent. If you'd like to ask online or would simply like a second opinion, hop onto our form and ask away. In Japan, all room sizes are expressed by how many tatami mattresses can fit in the room. We measure this in a unit called jo. This may be difficult to imagine, but just keep in mind that one jo is approximately 1.8 meters squared. In Japan, almost every real estate agent is connected to the same network with all the same details available about each property. So briefly decide where you'd like to live and find the real estate agent closest to it. They should be able to take you around to all the properties you wish to inspect. Which brings us to step 2. Inspecting some properties. Inspection in Japan is fairly simple. You simply give your agent of choice a list of properties you'd like to inspect. They will happily send you other recommendations if you provide them with a list of priorities which you made in step 1. It's suggested that you make a whole day available for inspection and start bright and early. Also, like any other house renting procedure, don't jump the gun and pick a house on the day. You can definitely do so, but know that you can always take the selections home and decide. Before you start your day, it's likely that you will have a conversation with your agent about properties. There, you will most likely be given an estimate of your initial cost, which includes shikikin, reikin, yachin, chukai tesuryo, and so on. It is important to negotiate as much as you can before visiting these houses. If it seems overpriced, save your time by declining that inspection and instead looking for another one. When inspecting, you may also want to pay attention to these points. Was it built before 1st of June 1981? Some structures built before 1981 may not be strong enough to withstand earthquakes. Secondly, be skeptical of any great deals such as super cheap rent for a spacious house, as this may be used as bait by the real estate agent to lure in potential customers. Next, does the bathroom have an automatic water heating function? If you like to dip in a hot bath, this function saves a lot of energy and water. Does the kitchen have a stove pre-installed? If not, it may cost anywhere between 15,000 yen and 30,000 yen to install a stove yourself. Step 3. Sealing the deal. Once you've seen a few houses and are sure with your choice, you need to inform the real estate agent to have the house locked in. This will prevent other applicants from cutting in front of you whilst you wait for the answer from the landlord or insurance company to go ahead with your contract. You will also be required to present your current visa to prove your duration of stay, and you will also be required to inform them with your emergency contact details. Be careful, as this process does not secure you the house. The landlord, insurance company, or even the real estate still has the chance of rejecting the application. This is also a great time to negotiate the initial cost one last time. Keep in mind that although it depends on the region, Japan is currently full of empty houses. Things like reikin, where you pay the landlord to show appreciation, is a thing of the past. And if you can negotiate well, you can save yourself a whole month's worth of rent. Having someone who speaks Japanese may be helpful in this case, so get your game on. Step 4. Signing your contract. So, you've chosen a place and you're ready to sign your contract. Exciting? Well, not so fast. Like all these contracts, this is where you will need to be most careful. Before we go any further with this, we just want you to know that you can still say no at this point and walk away if you feel uncomfortable with any of the conditions provided. In Japan, there's a saying, "tada yori takai mono wa nai," meaning nothing is more expensive than free stuff. And this is very true in the case of real estate. For example, some leases may require you to stay the full 2 years with an excessive penalty for breaking the lease. This is usually seen in a house where reikin is not necessary. Read the contract carefully, as places with no shikikin, or bond, may require you to pay almost triple the amount on your way out. The best way to tackle this is to sit down with a mate and have them translate the contract for you so you can have a better understanding of your lease. Some real estate agents, including us, can walk you through your contract in English, so looking for bilingual real estate agents may be on your list. Another thing you should look out for is the Genjou Kaifuku Gimu section, which translates to obligation to restore property to original condition. This does not mean you have to make it exactly like it was before you entered. However, it means you have to restore damage that is caused by use that's not considered an everyday activity. Some real estate agents may ask for the applicant to pay for cleaning fees when leaving the property, or key replacement to be paid for by the applicant. Also, unlike other cultures, Japanese people are accustomed to sign contracts using their hanko, or income. This is a stamp with either your family name, your first name, or both written on it. Step 5. Getting your keys. Depending on how you sign your contract, you may receive your keys on the spot, or if you sign the contract over post, you may need to visit the real estate office to receive them on another day. In most cases, your house will get a whole new set of keys before moving in for your safety. However, if this doesn't happen, you will need to hand in your original set of keys when vacating. Hence, making a copy of your keys may be a wise decision. Step 6. Bills. Although some places may already have this included, most of the time you will need to call up each company for your utilities, since electricity, water, and gas will be essential. Unfortunately, some companies don't have operators who speak any other language than Japanese, so you may need a friend who speaks Japanese to help you out. Some real estate companies will refer you to another company that will handle all of your utilities for you over one phone call, and the price for its usage can be cheaper at times. You can also send us an inquiry, and we can either recommend a few companies or call them for you. Step 7. Entering. Last but not least, entering your new home. How exciting! Now, before you start loading your place with furniture, anime goods and whatnot, have your camera ready, just so that you're not bombarded with repair bills when vacating. Take as many pictures of anything that may look damaged and have them saved to a folder, or even send it to your real estate agent. Not only does this protect you from any future bills, but it'll be one way of letting your agent know that you have things under control so you can avoid any funny business in the future. So, that's it. Was it any different to what you're used to? Yes, it is a lot to take in and can be seen as a dreadful procedure. But know that all this has many pros compared to the cons, keeping you safe. So break it down into these 7 steps and take it slow. And as repeated many times throughout the video, you can always send us an inquiry to have us deal with it for you, whilst you kick back, relax, and wait to hear from us. And as always, happy traveling!